For the next 3 weeks, we'll be talking about the different stages of recovery. Although not all eating disorders are the same, there is a basic model of the various stages of recovery. Now, different people need different support with different attitudes at different times, but it is possible by and large to break down the various phases of recovery and impart some useful tips on providing the best support for your friend while they're in that specific phase. There's the pre-contemplation stage, where the individual has no intention of changing their behaviour. Next comes the contemplation stage, where, although they are aware that a problem exists, there's still no motivation to actually make a change. The next stage is preparation, which is accompanied by a desire to take action. And after that comes the action itself, where behaviour is actively modified. Next comes maintenance, where new behaviours replace old unhealthy ones. And the stage after this is relapse, where the individual falls back into old patterns of behaviour. Of course, every relapse can be learned from. It's less of a perfect circle and more like an upward spiral. This video we're going to be focusing on the first two stages, pre-contemplation and contemplation, and we'll deal with the rest of the stages over the course of the next 3 weeks. During the pre-contemplation stage, your friend may find it difficult to accept that they have a problem. If they did enter therapy at this stage, it would most likely be the result of pressure from others. They may make changes as long as this pressure is present, but return to old habits the second it's relieved. If your friend is in this stage, they might seem to want to change at times, yet not be ready to seriously consider long-term change. Here are some do's and don'ts to help you support a friend who's in this stage of their recovery. Do remember to think of your friend and the eating disorder separately. Be non-judgmental, remain warm, stay accepting. Try to avoid getting trapped in endless cycles of reassurance. It's more helpful for your friend if they can learn to master their own fears, rather than constantly having to rely on others. Provide support, not validation. Use leaflets, books, and online research to get informed and educated. Your friend's view of things may not always be objective, so this is where you can really help by providing an outside view of the situation. Draw their attention to the connection between the eating disorder and its consequences, such as feeling cold and tired and lacking concentration. Notice and value small positive changes. Try to connect with your friend. Talk about things that don't relate to the eating disorder and spend time doing things that you both enjoy. Remember to look after yourself, maintain your own interests and try to have short breaks. And now a couple of don'ts. Don't try to reason with the eating disorder and don't always try to give advice or fix your friend. At this pre-contemplation stage, any arguments for change from you may well lead to increased resistance, and this can strengthen their arguments for remaining stuck in the eating disorder. Remember that conflict may make it harder for your friend to talk about their worries, so you may find it helps to use indirect suggestions such as "other people tell me" or "I've heard that." Remember that why questions can come across as judgmental. Try to rephrase them so they remain warm and empathetic. The next stage is contemplation. In the contemplation stage, people become aware that a problem exists and do start to seriously think about trying to overcome it, but are not yet prepared to make a commitment to action. Sufferers can remain in the contemplation stage for a long time, knowing where they want to go but not quite feeling ready yet. So, to support your friend during this stage, help your friend to generate a list of the advantages and disadvantages of changing. Keep making the connection between the eating disorder and its consequences. Explore difficulties in change and help your friend to develop alternative strategies. What would be difficult and how could these difficulties be either avoided or handled? Discuss possible plans of action. Focus on choices rather than giving advice. So those are the first two stages in the stages of recovery model, and we'll be focusing on the next couple over the next couple of weeks, as I said earlier. Make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on those, and you can also stay on top of things by following us on Twitter or liking us on Facebook, so make sure you do all of those things. Thank you so much for watching.